The beginning. There are 22 of us in this bus heading south toward the Navajo reservation. We are a varied group. The students are Americans, Africans, Arabs, Armenians, Canadians, Cubans, Europeans, Indians, Iranians, Asians, Pakistanis, South Americans, and a few mixed blood Turks, Russians, and others of the East and West. Myself, my 8-year-old son, and a 10-year-old sister of a student completes our unique desert caravan. By pure chance, we represent almost all continents of the world and all major religions. Except for a student of economics and the 2 children, they are all my architectural students. Their backgrounds include carpentry, painting, pottery, sculpture, engineering, auto mechanics, music, writing, and other arts. Michael Winter, God bless his soul, one of my American students, and myself are the only ones allowed to drive the bus, and he does most of the driving. We are all bound together by our dreams and the good earth. We are seeking, learning, and dreaming of the simplest and most beautiful form of human shelter made by human hands from the Mother Earth. I have just returned from 7 years of research and work in Iranian desert villages, and this is my first teaching work. The manuscript of my Desert Odyssey is being read by the publisher while I am on this trip, continuing my earth architecture work halfway around the world. At night, we sleep under the open sky in our sleeping bags. During the day, we eat our lunch in the bus right out of the grocery bags. We sing songs, argue, read books, or take naps. The Eastern women braid the Western women's hair. As we climb higher, the 2 students from Cuba and Pakistan experience snow for the first time. We explore many new ideas and experiences. We see the colossal natural arches and vaults on the Navajo reservation. We wonder why dome-shaped buildings called hogans are male or female. We learn the wisdom of building pueblos with earth. We experience the great respect from medicine men and traditional society that is resurfacing in our technological society. And we touch and test the earth everywhere, the great abundance of the rich clay earth, a forgotten wealth that could again create the most beautiful homes for the Native Americans. We also see the destruction of the land and culture by government policies and get-rich-quick schemes, the slums built in the name of modern architecture, the social agonies created in the name of civilization, abundance and freedom, the sufferings in most third world countries. But the rich earth, the wilderness, and the beautiful cultures keep us going with good feelings and great hopes. Sosi, my Navajo Seminole student, is asking us to his family on the reservation. We arrive late at night, but his family is waiting for us. His mother cooks for everybody, and the 12 women crowd into the small kitchen trying to help. After a few minutes, his relatives and friends join us, and the room is packed with many enthusiastic souls. Late that night after dinner, I asked Sotsi's father if he could oblige us by showing his paintings. He accepts happily. We all sit on the floor, over 30 people in one room, while my boy and the little girl fall asleep on our laps. The proud and husky father, striking figure with his long gray hair and turquoise jewelry, stands up and shows some of his paintings. We are awed by the beautiful colors and intriguing interpretations of his culture through the blazing suns, earth, warriors, dancers, coyotes, and horses, the turquoise horses. We are tired, but we don't want the evening to end. 3 of the Native Americans fetch their drums, and the evening comes alive again. The children wake up, and the sound of the drums and singing echoes into the night. We stay in the local high school for a few days, and later go to the community college and participate in the Native American folk festivals. I am invited to give a slide lecture and hands-on clay workshop with my Native American student. Men, women, children, and my own students building many clay models, domes, hogans, interpretations of Native American pottery and glazing techniques, and the native Iranian dome structure. Kisses and hugs and tearful eyes radiate joy. The sound of drums, folk dance, the earth and fire fuse our many colors and cultures into one. A local priest comes forward after my lecture, takes his holy cross from his neck, and puts it around my neck. He is touched by my talk, and I am touched by his gesture, and as we hug, I know I am doing right. That night he takes us to another priest, Father Tom, a wonderful man living in an old mission. We too stay up late and pour our hearts out to each other. Our group, a Franciscan priest, a Muslim architect, and the students representing Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Native American religions, sits in an old mission at the heart of the reservation, carrying on conversations that radiate rays of joy and hope. I give the priest my manuscript of Racing Alone. He stays up late and reads it, and later sends me a wonderful poem he had written that night about the importance of racing alone. There is a time for a few, when straining with and against, grade school buddies for a mark or prize, or popularity or affirmation, partners in adulthood for wealth or position, or time or recognition, is no longer of great import. From hurt leading to introspection, others' pain begging compassion, anxiety calling forth reevaluation, for whatever reason or feeling, stepping aside from the track or just slowing down, the straining against becomes being for, and the price of doing with less is paid for the freedom of racing alone. On our travels, we share ourselves, our cultures, our ideas, and experience true learning. I even dream of starting a caravan school, moving the world over. Many of us come back from this trip wiser and more determined to walk the path that leads to people, the earth, the elements. The ideas that follow are the result of 10 years of searching, writing, lecturing, building, and experiencing that path. Before we begin learning how to build with elements, I first must try to answer a few questions put to me by my heart, my students, and above all, the people I have met and learned from. Thus I must start with my simple dastan, my tale.